Oh no. Square Enix got me. Hello fellow heroes, I'm Action Smacchan, the 2-in-1 hero made up of a virus from the 70s and a guy who likes to buy things. Much more than I should be as a unemployed guy that hangs out with a virus all day. But it is so hard to ignore the Steam summer sale. Well, any Steam seasonal sale is hard to ignore. There are deals about. So I'm going to go ahead and take a look at what's going on. Maybe buy something, hopefully not buy something. Man, this is the most dangerous game. Well, let's see what's going on here. Let's see here. The first things featured for me, it seems to be Octopath Traveler 2 and Persona 5 Royal. I have yet to beat Octopath Traveler 1, but I hear that you don't actually need to play 1 to get along with 2, so that's pretty cool, but on my honor, I have to beat my Octopath Traveler 1 before I even think about getting 2, even though I'm pretty sure 2 does have Xanthi. And I love Xanthi. She's awesome. She's adorable. She was at Anime Expo lately. And man, I haven't been to Anime Expo in years. Like 9 years since I've been to like an Anime Expo. But Xanthi, she seems to go there like every year, and she was like doing stuff. She was doing like being a guest stuff. I think she was doing, actually, I think it was Persona 5, like a Persona 5 related thing. But yeah, this game needs no introduction. It's Persona 5. It's like a celebrated series, and most celebrated in the series, I think. On top of being a Shin Megami Tensei. Although with the price, this is 40% off. But I was able to get a copy of Persona 5 Royal from GameStop recently. If you don't mind getting a used one, I got one for like $20 or so. So if you care about getting things physically, if you have space for things physically, I would get it just at GameStop. I got it for the PS4. And this was just about a month or 2 ago, something like that. Let's see here. Also, there's Final Fantasy 14. I know people who play Final Fantasy 14. They seem to love it a lot. I'm not much of an MMO person these days. I used to play MMOs back when I was maybe, well, probably like 10 years ago was probably when the last time I was playing one, man. I was playing it while I was being a desk clerk over at a hotel, man. And that was a pretty interesting job. Because you kind of, your experience with it is kind of what you make of it, you know? There are people who can't stand being sitting around and trying to entertain yourself until something happens at work. And some people are able to be all like, yes, I get to just sit around and wait until something happens and entertain myself. And that was when I was like getting really into like Kamen Rider and reading comic books and stuff like that. And yeah, I was playing an MMO. I was playing Latale. Wait. Is there like a Steam thing for Latale? Yeah. Oh, look at that. Yeah, I was playing this. This is like the MMO that I used to play, right? I would like play a few versions of it. Like when it very first released, I played it. And then like years later, like skip to like 2013 or so, I'd be all like, gonna try playing Latale again. And now, what was it? 10 years and more, this game still exists, which is amazing. It's a 2D side-scrolling MMO, which I feel like isn't like a hugely done thing. The only other one that I could think of at the top of my head is MapleStory, and that's another one that I tried a long time ago, which is pretty cool. But I'm very sure Lattale comes from the same people who did Ragnarok, so if you're into Ragnarok, try Lattale. It's free to play it. It's on Steam. But what else? Tales of Arise. That's another thing that I'm like, if you don't mind getting physical games, if you have like a PS4, it's actually cheaper at GameStop. I think you get it for less than $20. I think it was like 18. If you don't mind getting used, if you have space for physical games. I don't have space for physical games personally, but I tend to still prefer buying them. I don't want to let the man get me down with the digitals, man. But the Steam library is still exceptional. I still think it's nice. And Legend of Heroes, Trails to Azure, it's harder to get a physical copy these days, but what is it? No, I'm thinking about Trails from Zero. Azure just came out. But yeah, it's only 10% off, but I guess, again, if you don't care too much about physical collecting, getting any percent off is pretty good. And let me see here. Does it work on the Steam Deck? That's another thing that I like looking out for. Is it functional on the Steam Deck? It better be. And it is. It is verified on the Steam Deck. And there's plenty of people that sure do like the Trails series. I'm not sure if people like the greater Legend of Heroes franchise as much as the Trails itself, but I'm sure it has its fans. I'm not sure if the Legend of Heroes series has been doing much other than applying things to Trails and then like having further series within the Trails. But it's definitely a popular thing. Let's see here. There's Nier Automata, and $20 just seems to be the thing to be getting it for. So I got it, I think $20 like 1 year, like 2018, 2019 or so. Have not touched it, but of course it's another one of those titles that needs no introduction because it's like people know it, people already love it, and I'm just a slowpoke not getting to it. Let's see here. Ryza. I don't know anything about Witcher, so I'm not going to talk about Witcher. Ryza's wonderful. She's cute. I only played a little bit of the first game, but it's pretty fun. I feel like you don't get a whole lot of ATB battle systems these days outside of Final Fantasy, and even Final Fantasy doesn't want to deal with turn-based things. Although I do hear that 16 is pretty fantastic. But the Atelier Ryza series seems to have the ATB system, and Ryza is adorable. And if you've seen if you've seen my screenshots video, man, you know that I like looking at me some Ryza. Let's see here. Oh, let's see here. Stranger of Paradise, man. I'm a little bit conflicted about that game. I got it on release on the PS4, and getting it 30% off is pretty good. Although I did run into an issue with mine on the PS4, man. I have a story. I definitely I played the demo before the game came out, and you know, it was pretty fun. I was able to go through the majority of the first level, first stage, whatever. And that was all right. I didn't run into any bugs or anything. And then I get to the room right before the boss, and then I'm all like, you know what? I'm gonna take a break. I'm gonna save. And then I'm gonna attack this boss. Then the game drops, and I'm all like, oh well, the game's dropping. I better go get it. Gonna go turn it on, and then you know what? I could transfer my save. Then like I boot it up, I transfer the save, and I'm like, all right, nice. I'm gonna go in. I'm gonna fight this boss. It's gonna be great. And then like I still have to like go through the level again because like it loaded me up like at the beginning of the level or whatever, and I'm like, all right, well, I have to go run through. And now it's like the second time I have to run through this level. I'm like, okay, it's not a bad level, but I already did this before. But it like kept all the treasures that I picked up. I'm like, all right, cool. All the treasure boxes are open. They're in my pockets until I like get to the end. Now, like, all right, so there's this door, and it's locked. All right, well, let me go see if I have any keys left to get. And then there are no more keys because all the treasure chests are open or whatever. And I'm like, all right. I like look around, I run around, I'm like, I'm missing something. Maybe I have to like unlock this like some strange way. And then I'm like, a couple hours more, I'm all like, okay, I didn't find any more treasure chests. And then I'm like, I don't have any key in my inventory. And then I like looked at a walkthrough, and I'm supposed to already have gotten a key from a chest that is already open for me. And I'm all like, oh no, Square Enix got me. So apparently the key did not carry over, whatever Boolean or whatever screwed me over during the process of transferring the save from the demo to the new one, to the full version. And yeah, I could not progress, and put down the game forever. Still think it was a pretty cool idea. It was a good looking game, and the combat was pretty fun. And it's pretty cool to see the Final Fantasy 1 story kind of retold as far as I was able to see. You know what I mean? But yeah, I paid full price for it per physical, 30% off, probably ain't bad. It has DLC, or that you have to go through the entire game and complete it before doing the DLC. So look forward to that if you decide to do that. Let's see here, God of War. That's pretty neat, I guess. I never touched God of War. Like a Dragon. Oh, Tekken 7. Tekken has Lin Xiaoyu, and she's adorable, and I love her, so buy that game. Look at it, $6 if you're into fighting games. If you're into Tekken, man. Well, you probably already have the game. But if you ever wondered, should I get Tekken? And I like Tekken, and I have $6. Man, you can definitely get Tekken 7 right now. I actually recently got King of Fighters 15 again from GameStop. And I don't give GameStop enough credit these days, because I kind of stopped going to GameStops for a while there, because there's just better options like, you know, Steam sales and whatnot. But I've been going back past couple months or so, and just to see what's available. And currently you could get King of Fighters for about $20 again, if you care about having a physical collection. If you don't care about getting things physically, man, $15 for the latest KOF game, where you're probably also going to get a DLC for the characters and stuff. Man, $15 is very good. Again, I got mine for the PS4. I decided to buy it because Sylvie Pala Pala came out. I'm all like, yeah, I could mostly form a team with her and Kula, plus someone else, probably Kyo at this point. But hey, 2 cute girls, 1 good game. I like it. Let's see here. Oh man, look at these. Man, mostly what I care about is the JRPGs whenever I go on this Steam sale. Mostly I just look at JRPGs. Again, the wonderful thing about Steam is that it has all these ease games. Man, you just go look at Nihon Falcom. Look at all the things that Falcom can give you. Man, you could get the first Trails in the Sky for $10. That's actually pretty crazy. Although I don't think it's functional on the Steam Deck quite yet. No, it is unsupported on Steam Deck, but if you don't mind playing things on just your PC, man, Steam got you. You can play it here. It'll be a good time. But yeah, I already own this one. I hadn't gotten around to playing it yet, but the main character is a cute girl. And I heard that she goes through a pretty good character arc, so I'm looking forward to that. Let's see here. Like I said, Trails from Zero. If you want it for the PS4, it's pretty easy to find. If you want it for the Switch, it is, I think, currently out of print last time I checked, because the used price was moving on up. Is now currently more than the release MSRP. So that sucks for Switch. But you could definitely get it for $31.99 on Steam, which is pretty cool. It's definitely not $50, definitely not $60. Or you could drop an entire $404 for everything in the Nihon Falcon bundle. If you're able to just sling that amount of dough, man, go for it. I don't do that. Even though maybe I am saving money in the long run. Let's see here. But yeah, Trails from Zero. I am happy that I finally do have that game. Again, I got it for the Switch. I got lucky one day. When it kind of appeared at a secondhand shop that I frequent locally. But yeah, the cool thing about Steam is that it does have a whole bunch of the Nihon Falcon games. Even like some of the rare Ease games. Like, of course, it has like the recent ones like Lacrimosa Donna and Monstrum Nox. But it also has things like Memories of Salzetta, $15. And try to get that physically for like the PS2 or whatever. Boy, it is not $15, I'll tell you that. Ease 7, probably also expensive. Ease Origin is probably a reasonable price. I think I might even have it. Might have been free one day years ago on PSN, but that was years ago. Because I do already have it on PSN. But if you don't, $5? Man, $5 for Ease Origin? Man, I only played it for like a couple minutes to see what it's like, and what it's like is buttery smooth, my friend. It's buttery smooth. So you definitely can't go wrong with Ease Origin for $5. The Oath of Felghana. I don't know anything about the Oath in Felghana, but it looks fantastic. It definitely has the 2D sprites running around on the 3D plane, which is something I like. It's not HD 2D, but that's not what I'm exactly looking for, man. I'm looking at like PS1 style games, man. I like that. PS1 RPGs, man, they hit a little bit different. But yeah, and you know, of course, there is the Trails of Cold Steel. You know what? I have not picked up a Trails of Cold Steel, which I probably should. So maybe I should go ahead and toss one into the old cart here. Yeah, babe. $20. I don't think any of the Cold Steel games ever went under $20 for sales, so $20 seems to be as good as it gets. And I do believe that it is verified on Steam Deck. So that should be pretty good, and it should have no problem with running on the Steam Deck. It could even work on the Switch. There's the Switch port, and it is originally a PS3 game. So yeah, I do need to check out Trails of Cold Steel because I do hear that it is one of the games to look at for RPGs that take place in the school setting in a JRPG. Yeah, and I've been trying to do a little bit of research for that for the project I've been working on the channel. Speaking of which, I've been wondering why my Smacchan, or us, Action Smacchan, looks like this dude right now. It's because of that project, man. We've been working on that project. Don't worry, I'm still the same Smacchan. See, look. See, I'm still Smacchan. Yeah. But yeah, this is the main character of the game that we've been working on. So naturally, one of Smacchan's powers is to be able to adopt other forms of things that she infects as a virus. And as a thing that we have already been having our hands all up on, man, of course we could take this form. But yeah, hard to go wrong with all of these. Definitely gonna need the Trails of Cold Steel, at least the first one, for research. Another one that was pretty good for research, Blue Reflection. Man, I talked about Blue Reflection a bit already. I'm gonna see how on sale it is. Oh, this is Second Light. The Second Light seems to be on sale, 50% off, $30. You get the deluxe edition for $36. Man, you get like the full shebang. I guess it has a whole bunch of DLC. Look at all this DLC. $57. The whole thing would be $114. Mostly works on the Steam Deck. Let's see here. You're gonna have to mess around with your graphics settings. Get used to looking at some weird button inputs. But yeah, I did end up looking at Blue Reflection for research on the school setting in JRPGs for the sake of the project. And yeah, the first one, I only played the first one. It's a pretty short game. So I beat it definitely in less than 30 hours. I think I put around 20-ish into it. The game doesn't actually tell you. I probably have to like look inside my PlayStation PSN whatevers. So I was playing it on PSN. But it's a beautiful, beautiful game. I love the story. I fell in love with the main character, Hinako. Yeah, here it is. The first Blue Reflection, $24. Not bad. But yeah, being a Gust game released by Koei Tecmo, they tend to do pretty limited releases of these games, so you're gonna have a hard time finding this game physically. So if you want a reasonable price, if you want a reasonable $24-ish, go ahead and buy this right here. This game definitely does come recommended. I do recommend a price as good as this. I have a harder time recommending getting it physically because those games are pretty expensive now, but if you could get it, you could get it for a price that is like not bad. You do get it physically, I guess. I won't fight you. I haven't touched the sequel yet, but that's mostly because I am not over my feelings for the main character here. I don't want to run into a new one. I don't want to meet a new girl. I'm not ready. Let's see here. Oh, there's Fatal Frame. Actually, that is pretty interesting to see that Fatal Frame is like on Steam. So I think like Fatal Frame is like in some ways owned by Nintendo or something. I don't 100% understand the rights, but it's pretty cool that you could get it on Steam. Let's see here, 25% off, which is alright. I mean, it is just 25% off, which means that you could get it for less than $40. Very good. Here, this one was originally released on the Wii and it wasn't released in the US. But the Fatal Frame, just as a series, it's a very good series. It's one of the first survival horror games that I went through with a bunch of people back in maybe 15 years ago. That's when we were getting into a bunch of survival horror games, and that was pretty cool, pretty fun. Definitely consider this one. Not the latest one, although I think it's the latest one ported to modern consoles. But I don't think you can ever really go wrong with a Fatal Frame game. Oh my gosh, you got all the Atelier games. They're all cute and fluffy. Not all of them are English dubbed. Sophie's English dubbed. Sophie has Christine Marie Cabanos as Sophie. So if you like Christine Marie Cabanos, check out Atelier Sophie. See here, I did manage to get myself an Atelier Sophie 2 on the Switch. Physically, when GameStop was trying to get rid of them on like a clearance sale. I think it was like $30, which is surprisingly good. But again, like they like to do limited releases for these things physically, so trying to get that physically is probably going to be more than $30, probably more than $35. It might even be more than $60 right now. That's just how the used market be. Some Digimon on board, and my best friend loves him the Digimon games. He's just generally a Digimon fan. He's loved Digimon since we were kids. Still loves Digimon now. Still working on playing through the most recent games. and I definitely want to see what that's about. I haven't touched anything Digimon in a very long time, but I do like the way these games look, man. It still looks like it has like the classic turn-based RPG system. Get to hang out with a bunch of cool-looking monsters. We also have some pretty cool-looking character designs for the human people. That's pretty dope. And even if you go to GameStop and try to buy it physically, I think it's going to be around this price range. Give or take maybe $5. And it seems to be a whole bunch of Square Enix games. Live Alive is here as well. I have not tried it yet, but it has the HD 2D style to it, and I just generally like seeing 2D characters on top of a 3D world. And having it HD 2D all with the exciting bloom effects. It's pretty good. A close friend of mine does seem to like the game a lot, and I have no reason not to believe him, so I believe him. This is a good game. I do notice that it's hard to find it less than this. Let's see here. Currently at GameStop, you could get it for like $40 for the Switch. Getting it for $34.99. Probably pretty good. Oh yeah, Final Fantasy VIII Remaster. You know, I did end up playing a bunch of Final Fantasy games when the Pixel Remaster games first came out for Steam. So I ended up in 1 year playing 1 all the way through 10-2 and 13. I also played Final Fantasy 13. I did not play 7, and I did not finish 12 yet. And of course, I didn't actually do the MMO, so I didn't do 11. But Final Fantasy, that one's pretty good. The tutorial is not very good, so I did not actually know how to play, and when I got to the end of the game, I found out how much I did not actually know how to play, but by then it was already too late, because I was already fighting the boss of the game, and I was losing a lot. But still a wonderful game, still a beautiful game. Has Rinoa heartily? She has one scene to absolutely steal your heart. And it's at the, I think it is in the second disc. She can steal your heart, and just in that beginning scene there, that's a total possibility. But man, hook, line, and sinker, by the time you get to that one scene in the second disc, closer to the end of the game, she got me. She got me, man. If you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. But she currently stands, after I played all of those Final Fantasy games, she currently stands as my favorite Final Fantasy girl. That is to say, I did not play 7 yet, so I can't speak on, like Tifa or Aerith, Yuffie, even though I think they look pretty swell. Can't say that I know them, know them. I know Rinoa, and I like Rinoa. I will say, if you buy a Final Fantasy VIII on Steam, get the remastered. Because if you're like me and you like playing with a gamepad, and you want gamepad controls, get the remastered, because this gamepad and the vanilla version, it's not about to happen. Because you need the inputs, man. You need to know what the inputs are. It was not translating the inputs from keyboard to gamepad in a way that I needed to. So although I do have the vanilla version on Steam, I do recommend getting it remastered if you're gonna get it on Steam. I did end up getting it remastered on my Switch, and that's how I ended up beating it. But you know what? At the end of the day, if all you care about is being able to play Final Fantasy VIII, whichever suits you. Get the remaster though. Let's see here. You could get Persona 4. You're in Persona 4 Golden. That's how I have it. I already bought me Persona 4 Golden. I have not played any Persona games myself yet. And yet I still feel like I'm already a Persona 4 fan. Yes, I did play Arena. I'm a fan of Johnny Bosch. Look at that. Look at you, Narukami, being all Johnny Bosch over there. And this game is blessed enough to have two Johnny Bosches. Because he also plays Adachi. But I haven't played Persona 4. And my primary exposure to Persona is watching my brother play Persona 3. Get this game. If you haven't played this game, get this game. It's a really fun action RPG. It has some pretty fun characters that you might like. And you get a choice of two main characters to follow, and both of them have a completely different story. And although that they are like interwoven, so that you'll coincide with the other main character going through one, but they have their very own story, so you could actually play, go back and beat one and then play the other one and get a completely different experience with a completely different team and characters, and experience the just the fun combat system, man. It's really cool. See, I bought it on release digitally for the PS4 because I was really excited about it, and the physical copies were like out of print, or like out of stock, but I wanted to play it right away, so that's on me for being impatient. But these days it goes for pretty cheap. In fact, you might even get it around this much physically at like GameStop or something. So it might be good to get on like a used sale, but again, shelf space, physical space is a thing. So you probably can't go wrong with this. When I played, I only played through the guy's storyline, which means that I believe her name was Akane. Have not played through her story, but I did meet her and her friends. She's pretty cool. Not exactly my type of gal, but she still seemed like an interesting character. Her friend here, I thought she was super cool. The one right here, the one with like the bunny ears, she was cool. But yeah, looking for something pretty cheap. I'd say that Scarlet Nexus. You can't go wrong with Scarlet Nexus. Cannot. It's a good game. Yeah. Oh, how about this one? There we go. I actually picked this one up a couple days ago. This is a really obscure one. This is a turn-based RPG released in like 1999 or whatever. Only for the PC, right? And it is developed by Monolith Soft. You know those Xeno people, those Xeno developers. Their dang old Xeno Gears and their Xeno Pyras and their Xeno Mithras. Yeah, those guys. I played a little bit. The world building is pretty interesting. Like, the world itself is a pretty interesting thing. It has a very grungy, maybe not really, maybe it's just more like dystopian, I don't know. It's very sci-fi, and it is 100% like English voiced, which is surprising to me, but I guess it's because it was on PC. But even then, I find it surprising because it's still like a JRPG, you know what I mean? Like, I would expect like there's a level of voice acting to come from like maybe a Sierra game or something. Not something that would like have come from Japan. But it is a turn-based RPG. I haven't gotten around to playing it enough to actually get to a battle. I heard that the pacing might be a little bit slow, but you know, the times. And if you want to check out just a very obscure title, like I only ever heard about it because I was watching a video from Gaming Productions. And they just kind of mentioned it. And, you know, it's hard to say no to a $2 game, man. Especially if you could, especially if it might be even like a hidden gem. So do consider getting that, because I already got it. I might end up making a video or streaming it, sharing it with y'all, just so we could all experience the... It's a TerraCore together. Ooh, this is I guess this is the last one that I kind of want to talk about. This is God Wars, the complete legend. The most important thing about this right now is that it is getting delisted. It's already been delisted from the PlayStation stores, like the PS4 and Vita stores. It is no longer available. I think the title there was God Wars Future Past. But NIS has announced that it is also being delisted from the Switch eShop. But you can get it on Steam right now. It's not on sale as far as I know on the Switch eShop, where it is being delisted. But it seems to be playable on the Steam Deck. You just might end up seeing the keyboard and mouse inputs not reflecting your controller. But you might be able to get along with that. Again, this is kind of it's a tactical RPG, probably with some level of visual novel elements. But $6, man, $6. 80% off. You could get it right now. Heck, I might get it right now. I'm heavily considering getting it right now. You can't go wrong there, my man. But yeah, the Steam Summer Sale going on until July 13th, so you have some time to think about it. I definitely do have some time to think about it. I have a lot to think about, like how much I'm about to just plunge into Steam's pockets. Well, anyway, go ahead in the comments, tell me what you plan on getting on the Steam Summer Sale. You gonna get yourself a copy of God Wars? You gonna get yourself some Tales games? Man, if you guys had fun along with me going through the Steam Summer Sale, go ahead and give this video a like and share with a friend so that they too can have a time shopping. Also, if you haven't, go ahead and action smack that subscribe button to keep up with all the content that I'm going to be rolling out. Also, if you haven't noticed, I have started streaming. I stream Tuesdays and Thursdays, 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. So if you have some free time, go ahead and spend your time with Smacchan. And as always, thank you guys so much for being here, and I will see you in the next Smacchan Pact adventure.